Hey guys, welcome back to Team Death Slinger. My name is Peter. Today, we're looking at Eosmon in BT17. Not a terribly complex deck. You want lots of tamers, so your Eosmon can do things, but we're going to go ahead and start with our eggs. We have 4 copies of the Budmon from BT13. When your opponent has a suspended Digimon, this Digimon is going to gain 1000 DP. This is a really flexible egg slot. I think anything that gives you a DP boost is totally appropriate as an egg for this deck. You just want to be able to give your Eosmon a DP boost because the BT17 Eosmon is going to let you have a DP based deletion effect, so it is important. Then we're going to go 4 copies of the BT17 Morphomon. Your turn, when this Digimon would digivolve into an Eosmon, reduce the Digivolution cost by 1. And the Inheritable says when another Eosmon is played, this Digimon may digivolve into Eosmon in your hand with the Digivolution cost reduced by 3. Obviously a fantastic effect because it does give you a free Evo when you play an Eosmon, but this also does just go into a level 4 Eosmon for 2 memory, which is super, for 1 memory, which is really, really nice. Next, we have 4 copies of the promo Morphomon. On play, you're going to reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add an Eosmon and Menoa among them to the hand, the rest go bottom deck, and then by placing this Digimon as one of your Eosmon's bottom Digivolution cards, you can play a Menoa from your hand without paying the cost. Free Menoa is really nice. Finding a Menoa and an Eosmon, also really nice. It's literally everything you could ask for. Being able to tuck this under a source is really nice because we are going to be playing a couple copies of the older level 6 Eosmon that does care about its Digivolution sources, so a really useful on-play effect for when you do have that on the board. The Inheritable says when another Eosmon is played, this Digimon may digivolve into 1 Eosmon in your hand with the Digivolution cost reduced by 3 as well. So also super great. You play an Eosmon, you get to Evo basically for free. We're going to go 4 copies of the BT17 level 4 Eosmon. It digivolves off of Morphomon 4-2. That is why we have Morphomon as our rookie. When digivolving, if it's your turn, you can play a white Tamer with a play cost 4 or less, or a level 5 or lower Eosmon from your hand for a play cost of 2. If this effect played, your opponent may play 1 Tamer card from their hand without paying the cost. The Inheritable then says opponent's turn once per turn. When an opponent's Digimon attacks, you may switch the target of attack to one of your Eosmon. So again, the DP buff kind of mattering because you can force your opponent to attack an Eosmon and then have it crash if your DP is high enough. The nice thing about playing a Tamer here is that if you play the Menoa that turns off your opponent's Tamers on play, they get a Tamer that does nothing. Menoa is going to try and keep them suspended, so it's going to be a useless Tamer, hopefully. And then this whole when digivolving is actually really, really strong because you're going to be able to digivolve into an Eosmon with that Morphomon Inheritable, and it's going to be really, really nice. So then we're going to have 4 copies of the BT6 Eosmon on play. You may play 1 white Tamer card with a play cost of 4 or less from your hand without paying its memory cost. Then your opponent may play 1 Tamer card from their hand without paying its memory cost. So on play, you and your opponent get a white Tamer, or you get a white Tamer, they get a Tamer. And then the Inheritable says when attacking, you can play a white Tamer with a play cost of 4 or less from your hand without paying its memory cost. So we're going to be getting those Menoas for free pretty easily. Then we're going to go 4 copies of the BT7 level 5 Eosmon. It will digivolve on a level 4 Eosmon for 3 memory. On play, when digivolving, your opponent may play 1 Tamer card from their hand without paying the cost. If this effect didn't play, you get to play a white Tamer card with play cost 4 or less from your hand without paying the cost. Then de-digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon for every 2 Tamers. So ideally, this will hit. You will get to de-digivolve something. It just punishes your opponent if there are Tamers on board, and you will be playing Tamers, or they will be playing Tamers, so the effect is pretty fantastic. Then the Inheritable says opponent's turn. Once per turn, when an opponent's Digimon attacks, you can switch a target to one of your Eosmon. So again, we're redirecting it to a big Eosmon. That is our overall goal with this new support. Then we are going to run 12 copies of the BT6 level 5 Eosmon. You can include up to 50 copies of this card in your deck. When attacking, you can play 1 level 5 or lower Eosmon from your hand without paying its memory cost. Your turn, you get 1k DP. I think this card got a lot better now that we have kind of more ways to digivolve into it for free. It's pretty consistent that you can get into this for free. Swing, play out a level 5 or lower Eosmon. And if you've tucked the extra Morphomon Inheritable, you would be able to get into your level 6 for free. And that's pretty playable now. It's not fantastic, but it is playable. Running 12 of these Eosmons, I think you're getting pretty close to the least number that you want to run. I think you want at least 10. You can go up more if you want more consistency, but I find 12 makes sure that you have it in your hand when you want it, because this is what we're basically playing out for free with our level 5 and up effects. But yeah, up to you to play with that ratio. Then we have 4 copies of the BT17 level 6 Eosmon. It will evolve on the level 5 Eosmon for 4. When digivolving, when attacking, you can play a level 5 or lower Eosmon from your hand without paying the cost. So again, that's why we have 12 of the other Eosmon. All turns, when one of your Eosmon is played, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with as much or less DP as that Digimon. And for each Tamer, all of your Eosmon get 1k DP. So ideally, you're playing out an Eosmon, and then you're popping one of your opponent's Digimon that should be smaller than that Eosmon. That is the hope, the goal, and the dream. So pretty good card for this deck. Unfortunately, these guys are 6k. They are a little bit on the small side, so realistically, you need about... We'll be generous and say 5 Tamers on board to start popping level 6s. Obviously, popping level 5s and lower it is okay. But I think ideally you're wanting to pop Megas with the stack, so you want lots of Tamers on the board. Then we're going to go 2 copies of the BT6 level 6 Eosmon. This one says, when digivolving for each Tamer in play, you may place 1 level 5 or lower Eosmon from your trash at the top of this Digimon's Digivolution cards in any order. If you place 2 or more, delete one of your opponent's Digimon, so generic deletion effect is really good. And then your turn, for every 3 Digivolution cards this Digimon has, it gains security attack +1. If you go up a full stack into this, I feel like it should be pretty easy for you to swing 3 checks or more with this card, and that's why I really like it. It also generically pops something on the opponent's board, which is also great. If you're not quite hitting those DP thresholds, this can just pop something, and then you're going to be swinging for hopefully 3 checks, which is a lot of damage. We have 2 copies of BT6 Cutting Edge. You can play a level 5 or lower Eosmon from your hand without paying its memory cost, then delete one of your opponent's Digimon with DP less than or equal to the Digimon played with this effect. I do like this card because it can stack with this. So you play the Eosmon off the Cutting Edge effect, you're going to pop something with this Eomon's effect, and then also with the Cutting Edge effect, and if you're getting your DP bonuses, that can be really, really devastating. Then for our Tamers, we are loading up with 4 copies of BT17 Menoa Bellucci. On play, you trash a Morphomon or Eosmon to draw 2. All turns while you have Eosmon, none of your opponent's Tamers on play effects activate. An opponent's turn when one of your Eosmon would leave the battle area by an opponent's effect by deleting one of your other Eosmon, prevent it from leaving. So spamming out Eosmons is not only going to delete the opponent's bodies, but it's going to keep your Eosmon safe. Then we're going 3 copies of the BT6 Menoa. This is a memory setter. And then your turn, when you play an Eosmon, you can suspend this Tamer to reveal top 3, add a Tamer card or a Digimon with Eosmon in its name to your hand, place the remaining at bottom deck. And then opponent's turn, when you have an Eosmon in play, your opponent's Tamers don't unsuspend during the unsuspend phase. That part can be really brutal, but otherwise this is basically grabbing you a Tamer and an Eosmon, or an Eosmon. And then I'm enjoying 3 copies of Analog Youth. On play, it's going to reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You're going to get a Digimon, and then when one of your level 5s dies, you get to hatch an egg and gain a memory. What I really like about this card is it does put Eosmons in the trash for you. So if you plop this bad boy down, you do obviously have more materials to tuck, and that security attack +1 can get pretty crazy. So that is it for my BT17 Eosmon deck profile. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What are you doing with this new Eosmon, and how are you liking the deck? So that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.